In this video, I will guide you through foam rolling of your quads and IT band. So when I work on my patients, specifically runners, I find that the quads, the front of the thigh and the outside of the leg is the most tender. It has the most kind of muscle knots, bumps, rocks, if you will, in those muscles. So be prepared. This is not going to be comfortable, but just do your best, move slow, breathe, and we will get through it together. So you need a foam roller. We're going to start laying down flat on our stomach. Place the foam roller across your thighs and the elbows on the floor in front of you. So we are going to be rolling from the hip bone down to the knee. You will not be rolling across the knee joint. You're going to stop right before you get to your kneecap. So elbows underneath your shoulders, and we're just going to start with two legs, rolling the center of the quads up and down. So it's much easier or less painful when you have two legs rolling on the foam roller at once. You got 50% of your weight on one side, 50% of the weight on the other side. I will show you as we move through this sequence how to either increase the pressure going through your muscle or decrease, and it is your job to do what is in the best interest of you and what you feel that your body needs today, okay? All right, so let's first start with the left leg. So my right leg is going to come off and out to the side, and this is going to be my propeller to help me move, as well as my elbows. This is also going to help offload the weight that's going through my left thigh if I want to make it more or less intense. So you can see my left foot is off the floor, and I'm just rolling up and down the front of the left thigh. I'm using my shoulders and my left leg here to help push my body weight forward and back. You can drop the knee down, or you can keep the knee lifted. So let's take a moment and pause on somewhere in the front of the thigh that feels tender. Take a few breaths to just let that leg kind of settle in, let your muscle form around the foam roller. And then we're going to contract the hamstring and bend the knee. So as we bend the knee, we're going to stretch the quad under that pressure and then let it go. Let's bend it 4 to 5 times here. Breathe through it. And then we're going to pick one more spot on the front of the thigh. Again, somewhere else that was pretty tender, where you feel a big kind of ball or muscle knot. Pause there, bend and straighten the leg. And then if you want to roll up and down one more time here, maybe lift the knee. Now that the muscle's warmed up, give a little bit more pressure to the front of the thigh before we move on to the outside. Okay, we're going to take a quarter turn to the right. So now we're going to roll kind of more of the outer edge of the quad. I'm going to prop myself up on my hand here and definitely use my right foot to help move myself up and down. So we're not on the total outside of the leg yet. Think about like a quarter turn. So we have the front, the side. We're kind of in this strip here, right in between the front and the side of the leg. And let's roll that thigh out. So again, I'm going up to the hip. That includes a little muscle here called your TFL, your tensor fasciae lata. And then we're going to roll down the rest of the outside of that quad just before we get to the kneecap, and then come back up. We can again pause here on a sticky spot. Woo! Bend the knee. I know, guys, it does not feel good. The more you do this, the less painful it will be, I promise you. Couple this with the exercises that increases your glute strength and decreases the overactivity of these quads, it is going to get better. Roll it out, a couple more, and then let's take it all the way to the side. Now from the hip down to the knee, just to finish out this left leg. All right, let's take it over to the other leg. So we can start rolling out the front of the thigh on both elbows. So this leg on the floor is optional. If you want to have more pressure through the front of the thigh, you can just lift it up and not really have it touching at all. It's up to you. Let's stop on a trigger point, bend and straighten. Let me find another spot here on the front. So when you get to a knot and you want to roll, you can kind of just pick like an inch above and an inch below, and then hang out on that spot. You don't always have to roll the full length of the muscle. You can. It's good and helpful to do both. So let's take a quarter turn now. Again, not completely on the outside of the leg, and that's somewhere in the middle between the front and the side. Personally, I find that this is where most of my muscle knots like to hang out. This is the most painful. I'm going to find a sticky spot. Oh goodness. Bend and straighten. Oh. Let me find another spot. Oh gosh. You might not be able to bend all the way. That's okay. Like I said, it'll get better. And then let's turn it all the way to the side. So the outside of my legs don't feel that tender to me, so I'm able to stack my legs because I can take that pressure. But you might not be here yet, in which case you can keep that leg down. But different areas of the muscle will be more tender than others, and you can always give that extra pressure if you can take it. Go one more time, up and down. All right. And that completes the foam rolling of your quads. See you next time.